going on, everybody? It's your friend, the synthesizer of opinions, young Dev Del Molino, back with my last 65432 in this studio. And today we're talking about a very special new album. It's called Gray Area and it's by Little Simz. Yes, you heard me correctly. I am moving. Woo! By the end of this week, I'm going to be living in Portland, Oregon. And if you know me, you know how excited I am to be back in my hometown. As for the Dev Del Molino YouTube channel, you can expect a lot of the same material you've been watching from me over the years. However, I must admit there are some big changes coming with some big new projects down the pipeline. Namely, the New Music Monday podcast featuring myself and my co-host Young Trent Louder. Every Monday we're going to bring you new music, and with that new music comes news, reviews, and commentary with a special lens into Portland culture. Speaking for us both, holy shit, I'm so excited to get this thing started. This move is really the most important step in making that happen. So if you're interested in being updated as to where and when you can find this pod, then you got to make sure you're following me on Instagram at Dev Del Molino and following Trent at Loudpacks on Instagram as well. So without further ado, 65432, 6-minute review, 5 things to know about the album and the artist, 4 favorite tracks, 3 adjectives to describe the album, 2 potential ratings to give the album, hot or not. 5 things to know about this rapper begins with her hometown of Islington, London. Little Simz is almost 10 years into the game now at the age of 25, and she has dropped a healthy slew of EPs, LPs, and mixtapes stemming all the way back from 2010. Admittedly, this is like my first true experience with a Little Simz album, and even just with Little Simz as an artist. A couple cool features here, one from Chronix, one from Little Dragon, nothing too flashy. And nothing too flashy is the MO with this album being an independent artist on an independent label, which I find perfectly appealing, especially when it comes to my 4 favorite tracks on the album. My 4 favorite tracks on the album begins at number 1 with Wounds. After that is Sherbert, Sunset, Boss, and then 101 FM. But having enjoyed this album as much as I did, I'm finding it appropriate to quickly discuss each of the 10 tracks and why they make this thing click. And that all starts with Offense, in which you can immediately see the kind of production value you are going to get out of this album in the very first track. Instrumentally, we are taking wood flutes, trading them in for violins, a little piano here and there, some pretty wacky samples throughout. There is something kind of like early Janelle Monáe about this song. Simz will show you ability and audacity early. You know, this album, this artist is not afraid to step outside the box, change things up, and Offense basically clears the path for some more conventionally attractive music down the stretch with this album, which is also really important. After Offense is Boss. And if you're not convinced by the rapping ability in track 1, Simz is ripping microphones in track 2. This is easily some of my favorite rapping on the album, period. Selfish, track number 3, is incredibly sweet, it's pretty groovable, and generally is just a very catchy song. And that leads me into my favorite song on the album, Wounds, featuring Chronix, who you may know from having been on both the Joey Badass albums. He is a Kingston, Jamaica singer-songwriter, and the collaboration between him and Simz is effortless, it's natural, and just meant to be. These two sound phenomenal together, and that collaboration single-handedly places this in my number 1 spot. Track number 5, Venom, is an absolute fucking showstopper. This song is unlike any other on the project, but like Boss, this is some of the craziest, most aggressive, most outstanding rapping that you are going to see on the album. So if you really want to see her like tear this shit apart, you are going to get that on this song over some kind of insane, very sinister Hitchcock-esque strings and just some other really skeletal elements to the track. Again, of all the songs on Gray Area, this one is a bit of a spectacle. And then immediately after that, Simz follows Venom up with a totally contrasting, super sweet, very disarming moment in a song called 101 FM. If you're going into this album completely blind, this would be the song to check out first. I think it's one of the most instantly gratifying songs. Again, very easy on the ears, very cute and reminiscent. Pressure with Little Dragon is solid. The beat and the sample on that beat sounds almost directly out of like Drake and 40's studio sessions. So if you like that, this is another one of those songs that just has a good sound going for it. If you're just trying this album out, then this is another one of those really instantly gratifying ones to try first. Therapy is really the only weak link of a song on this album. Pretty sleepy and dull, like across the board, but still a lot of value in these lyrics about mental well-being. And then songs 9 and 10, Sherbert, Sunset, and Flowers, will finish this album off in a way that you just will not be able to forget. Simple songs, both of them, but Again, sticky, sweet, memorable chapters in this story that you will find yourself singing over and over and over again, capping a pretty excellent album off in a rather excellent manner. As for 3 words to think about when you're listening to this album, the first is versatile. And sometimes we use that word a little loosely. This artist fully encapsulates the meaning of that word, at least on this album. Gray Area and Little Simz also showcase a unique talent that you just won't see from every rapper on the block, and it's nice to feel like I'm actually listening to something mostly one of a kind. Finally, Gray Area is independent through and through, righteously walking its own path from start to finish. As for a hot or not rating, obviously I enjoyed this thing a lot, and was really hyped to share it with you guys and just generally share it with anyone I think might like it. So I appreciate you humoring me on a project that I really wanted to put people up onto, or just sort of ratify my interest in it with other people who were long down with Little Simz, as I should have been. If you have favorite tracks, adjectives to describe the album, or a hot or not rating, then drop those down in the comments section. Follow me on Instagram at Dev Del Molino. Follow me on Twitter at Dev Del Molino. So, art without favor is like a windmill without wind. Dev Del Molino, holla at ya, motherfucking boy.